Further embarrassing the American people, President Donald Trump, the president of the United States of America, not of Israel, is apparently deferring to Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on whether the war against Iran will end or when it'll end.
Okay. Of course.
So according to the Times of Israel, the US president was asked whether he alone would decide when the war with Iran ends or if Netanyahu would also have a say. Number one, the framing of that question tells you everything you need to know about the Israeli press and what they're, trying to push for here. But nonetheless, Trump did respond to that question saying, I think it's mutual a little bit. We've been talking, I'll make a decision at the right time, but everything's going to be taken into account, he responded, indicating that while Netanyahu will have input, the US president will have the final say. I don't believe that for a second. I think the person who always has the final say in our effed up, corrupt government and system, there's no question that whatever the Israelis want, Trump is going to fulfill it, okay? That's how we got dragged into this nonsensical war to begin with. Now, the US president said that he wasn't surprised by how widespread the support for the Iran war is in Israel, joking that the only thing more popular there is his own favorables. In other words, he's bragging about how popular he is in Israel, while his approval rating here in the United States keeps falling lower and lower and lower because he promised no war. And we got dragged into a war with a foreign country, not for us, but on behalf of Israel. Asked whether Israel would continue the war against Iran even after the US decides to halt its airstrikes, Trump declined to entertain the theoretical possibility before adding, I don't think it's going to be necessary. We're always gonna have, Israel's best interests in mind, in other words. And Trump does seem concerned about the fate of a foreign country, certainly more so than he is over the fate of his own country. He says, Iran was going to destroy Israel and everything else around it. We've worked together. We've destroyed a country that wanted to destroy Israel. Well, the latest reports indicate that the US is looking for an exit strategy. There are some in the Israeli government, high-level officials, who are also looking for an exit strategy because Israel is badly hurt. But nonetheless, I do want to just kind of juxtapose how embarrassing our president is with a leader who actually has the best interests of his own people at mind. And that's the foreign minister of Iran, who was interviewed by NBC over the weekend. Let's hear what he had to say.
Will Iran agree to unconditional surrender for the sake of bringing this war to an end, Mr. Foreign Minister?
Well, this is what he asked previous time, last year in June, that when Israel started to attack us, President Trump used the same phrase, unconditional surrender. That was a tweet he made. And that didn't happen. We resisted, and after 12 days, Israelis asked for unconditional ceasefire. So we never give up, we never surrender, and we continue to resist as long as it takes. We continue to defend ourselves, and we are defending our territory, our people, and our dignity. And our dignity is not for sale.
That last line is the line that resonated with me the most. It would be great to have leaders here in the US who say to their donors, to blackmailers, my dignity is not for sale. But unfortunately, we don't live in that society.
Yeah, so not the American voters, not the American population, but American politicians, their dignity is for sale 24/7, and not just to Israel. You come along with big pharma checks, oil checks, etc. They have no dignity at all. Those are the worst people in the country. They're the ones who raised their hand and said, I have no principles or morals. I will work for bribes that you pay me, and I will betray all of my voters for you, right? So, I mean, look at Donald Trump. He admitted right there. He's like, oh, we destroyed a country that wanted to destroy Israel. Okay, so this was for Israel. That's like, please stop pretending that it was anything else. Now, I'm hearing a lot of like, well, Jake, it could have been 98% for Israel, but 2% for something else. It could maybe there was a thing to consider about Chinese oil. No, it was 100% for Israel. And they keep saying it over and over and over again. And no matter how many times Trump says it, the Israelis say it, etc., our media comes back to, well, no, you can't ever blame Israel. No, I blame Israel for this war. Everyone on planet Earth blames Israel for this war because it is exceedingly obvious they started this war unilaterally, okay? So now, and then the question of, are you gonna consult with Netanyahu on what to do with this war? I mean, imagine if we're in some war and our main ally there is another small country. Israel's a very small country, right? Is Tajikistan, right? And Trump's like, whoa. I gotta ask the leaders of the Tajiks before I do anything, because the Tajiks are so important. I mean, we'd all laugh that you would never say that, right? But when it comes to the Israelis, please, wait, I haven't checked with my boss yet. I gotta check with Netanyahu, find out if he's still got the pictures and the videos, right? So yeah, these guys run us, and that's why today, as we said in the beginning of the show, when Trump started talking about, well, the war might be over sooner than you think, I was like, is he gonna defy the Israelis? That doesn't seem possible. And we found out later in the day, no, the Israelis are panicking and telling Trump, stop talking about unilateral surrender. We got to get out of here. We're running out of defensive missiles. Oh, now you found out that a war might go both ways. Oh, so sorry to hear about that. I know that you, like a lot of people are like, no, you should be super sad about what's happening to Israel.
No, I'm not even a little bit. They wanted this, so congratulations, you got what you wanted.
So Israeli population, I would love to go back to loving you. Okay,
that's never gonna happen.
I believe in humanity and I believe we're all the same. But what you have to do is stop voting for warmongers who constantly attack everyone around you. You know the hardest part of starting TYT? It wasn't being on camera. I'm pretty sexy, so that was easy. And it wasn't trying to figure out a new thing called YouTube, that was fun. It was realizing I had to wear every single hat. Writer, producer, marketing department, it was overwhelming. I felt like I was stranded on an island. When you're starting a business, that to-do list can overrun your life. You need a partner, not just any partner, you need Shopify. That's who we chose. Think about it, you need a beautiful online store? Boom, Shopify's got hundreds of ready-to-use templates that match your brand style. You need to find customers? They make it easy to run email and social media campaigns wherever people are scrolling. And what about managing inventory, processing returns, and international shipping? Shopify is your commerce expert. They handle the world-class logistics so you don't have to. Everything from payments to analytics is in one place. No more jumping between platforms. It simplifies your life so you can focus on what you actually started the business to do. Start your business today with the industry's best business partner, Shopify, and start hearing. Sign up for your $1 per month trial today at shopify.com/TYT. Go to shopify.com/TYT. That's shopify.com/TYT. And you have to stop taking other people's land. God is not your servant.
They're not capable of that, Cenk. They're gonna continue doing it. So Cenk and I are a little different, okay? I would like to decouple from Israel. Decouple entirely, no more money, no more support, period.
No, I agree with that 100%.
It is a pariah state, and I have no interest in helping Israel or the Israelis. It's that simple. They've already sucked the life out of our country.
Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.